far as I can figure, that sign goes back 74 years. When we bought the building, we didn't have any money for fancy signage, so we put this mural up here. Grandfathered in, and that's the way it's got to be maintained, and the same with our murals.
They met in line and then got engaged and got married and then celebrated their anniversary here. But we've had wedding couples come here on their way from the wedding before the reception. They stop in here to get chowder before they go.
Just phenomenal. We have 6 Splash children from employees.
Yeah, we have 6 Splash
married
children.
And have children.
From within the staff.
Yeah.
The first probably 10 years we worked together 7 days a week, 23 hours a day we were together.
Literally.
We didn't even need a second car. We drove together wherever we went. We were always together.
The way our careers were at the time, it was better for myself to retire from what I was doing and come into the cafe, and for Joanne to keep working. But she would come in on her lunch hours and help me make sandwiches, and it was just insane. We had 100% growth for
7 years.
7 years. We're blessed. We're so fortunate. We don't have
similar. We're very different in our fortes, and so we don't tend to step on each other's toes. We tend to really need each other, need each other's abilities and strengths.
Yeah, and in growing the restaurant, I felt it a lot, because she had the great business sense and the great customer awareness, where I was constantly looking for a place to stick something. You know, whether it was a freezer or a shelf somewhere. Space was always a big.
Efficiency-oriented.
Yeah, very efficiency-oriented. We really have always been together on it. Just meet and exceed people's expectations on whatever level.
And then beyond that, we believe in promoting a safe and friendly work environment. We work very closely with our employees so that by being fair and honorable to them, that they turn around and are fair and honorable to us. We try and make it so that when our customers leave, they're still talking about it. They're still talking about, wow, wasn't that great? You know, the servers come out and they check in on you. They ask, how is your lunch doing? How often does that happen?
Last year we registered 1,700 riders. We drive from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. on Memorial Day weekend, and I'm actually on the board of directors for Run for the Wall. It's a group of veterans. It's a ride of patriotism and to bring awareness to the POW and MIA issues from all wars, not just the Vietnam era, but pretty much all wars.
When I was like 6 years old, I started my first business. And I would stand out on the street and sell anything. I sold anything. You give it to me. If I was bored, I found something to sell. And I was the neighborhood kid that was constantly knocking on doors, selling anything I could find. Just so I could go and talk to people. My parents didn't believe in giving things just because you wanted it. And so you had to find a way to earn it or deserve it or something specific. And I guess I knew that I would go into business at that point in time, although I went through plenty of years where I didn't really remember that. But when it all came around full circle, I realized that I had started that path very early on.
I tell everybody that Joanne runs the business, and they call me when the toilets and the ice machines break.
So when we first bought the restaurant, there was a chowder recipe in place, and it had already started getting a reputation as being a chowder house. And so we chose to maintain that and promote that reputation. So we took the recipe, we tweaked it a little bit, and just kind of continued on that way. We use the freshest, most expensive ingredients basically that we can lay our hands on.
We have pictures on the wall down there where there's 6 pans on the burner plate. The burners are on full blast. They all have water in the bottom. There's 6 more on those, and then 6 more on those. 18 pans of chowder cooked at one time on the stove, and rotating them and moving them, trying to get to the bottom pan to add water and keep things stirred. And then we went to the big kettles, and it's like, hey, a bell went off. Boy, that was so much easier.
Yeah. When we chose to do San Luis, we kind of thought to take kind of Splash goes to the city. So we have the murals, but they're murals based on San Luis. We have a little bit of an upgraded menu. We have a little bit more room. We have the full-service bakery there, which feeds Pismo as well. So all the bread rolls that are served in Pismo all come from the bakery in San Luis. I think the most important thing that I would like to say is thank you to all of our Facebook friends and to all of our loyal customers for all the years and just all the, the joy it brings us to be able to provide something that's such a positive experience for other people. All the good times and all the smiles and laughter and all the stuff that's gonna keep coming.